Starting off on the inside with Maria do Carmo Lucio. This is Melissa Sereno. Personal best already this year of 8:20. So I need to try and repeat that here, because that's pretty much the time that Irina Budzinska did. 8:21 to open up in the heat, but she has had 6 rounds of the long jump and maybe had a little bit of extra fatigue since then. Olimpia Barbosa, 13 Portuguese sprint hurdles titles across indoors and out, and 2 flat sprint titles, then goes from 6. So watch out again for Budzinska and Barbosa, and it's the Ukrainian in the black vest who's got the advantage, but overtaken by Sereno. What a close finish it was between the 3 of them. 8:19. So a meeting record once again, following those explosive heats that started us off so brilliantly at this competition. And we said that Sereno was capable of doing just that. So very keen to get the official time with 8:19 track side. But Sereno coming into this in great form. Oh my goodness, surely not. 8:21 again. So it looks like we might have 3 joint holders of the meeting record, and all set today across 2 heats and final. Wow. It does consistently seem to have been the case, opposite in fact to Luxembourg last weekend. The times given officially are just that little bit slower. Barbosa actually got second there, if that's correct. Budzinska had been leading, got a great start. This is Gerson Vidal Izaguirre, the Venezuelan athlete, in lane 2. Cicinho Ambris has been an emerging young talent in the last couple of years. I mentioned that European Under-20 bronze medal from 2023. Stanislav Stankov, 71 at best, I should say, sorry. Former Balkan champion. Stankov left a little bit behind by Ambris, but nothing he can't pull back, but maybe he can't now, because Ambris still pulling away, and then just at the end Stankov did dive, but surely this was held on to. Man in the red just waiting to see Stankov. It was very close, wasn't it? He was the man that dipped on the line. So Stanislav Stankov, yes, he was the man that dipped on the line, and he got there just ahead of Cicinho Ambris. So that's one of the best bits of action I think that we've seen here. It is Castellano, represented her country at the European Team Championships. Carolina Ventura, 16 years of age, also reigning Portuguese under-18 and under-20 champion over 60 metres. Beatriz Andrade also ran in the quartet at the European teams last year. Agrosino, Oliveira, Castellano, Silva, Andrade, and Lorenzo Rodriguez coming through very nicely here. Castellano, Ventura there battling with Andrade. So waiting here for the time to come up. Beatriz Castellano confirmed as the winner there. 7:35 her personal best coming into this. 7:38. The confirmed time there from Andrade, her teammate. Andrei Prazeres, maybe more to come from him. Personal best 6:73, a former Portuguese 100 metres champion. And then Carlos Nascimento, he seems to be the athlete that a lot of these spectators have come here to see. 6:61 for the man that was in the top 8 at the European Indoors, 7th place, 6:61 there. So moving on to Hassin and then Pereira. Nascimento gets out well. Head down, now up, but facing a good battle on his hands. Hassan comes through for victory. 6:71 trackside. And he loves that with the celebration. Left it late to come through. He was just looking to be in a little bit of pain after the heat. I remember we mentioned it at the time. But no trouble in the final for him. Fascinating to have another look at that race, if we can, with the replay. Nascimento got that good start in the green and white from lane 4 in the centre. Hassan was on his outside coming through. And Prazeres was also pretty close and fighting on the other side in the light blue vest. Andrea Savola goes on the outside in lane 6, the same lane as Clara Matinha, who won that previous race. 54.1 seconds, a big lifetime best for her. Karina Vanessa on her inside, then Juliana Guerreiro we're looking at here, Sofia Favalli and Diana Souza. So in terms of absolute outright 400 meter speed, the fastest time of anyone indoors or out among these athletes, 52.62 from Karina Vanessa. A race, women's 400 meters. There goes that crisp sound of the gun, and looks like Favalli keen to make a move early on there in the blue. Vanessa putting Savova under a little bit of pressure, but she won't quite notice that, running blind into this bend. Vanessa still there, sticking like glue here as they come down the straight, and as you'd expect, it's going to be faster yet again, around mid-25. So, really strong lap this, and can Vanessa keep up the pace? Looks like she's trying to go away from the Bulgarian Savova. Not quite beaten her just yet, but does look pretty relaxed. It's Guerreiro in third place, a distance behind, coming out into lane 2, try and defend, but she has enough to hold off. Karina Vanessa with the victory in 53.69. So it's shy of that great meeting record from Carmen Aviles, but still a decent time from Vanessa. Don't forget, it is only January. Into the 400 meter A race with Vanni Pico Aquano, the Italian, on the outside. Personal best of 46.04. Wearing number 6 is Omar El Khatib. And Petros Kechiopoulos, the Greek athlete, in lane 4. Wearing the Propatria vest in the navy is Andrea Bertolani. So 2 Italians in this, in fact. And then in the yellow, CAMG is Miguel Marquez. So the final 400 meter heat here. Marquez, Bertolani, Kechiopoulos, El Khatib and Aquanor. Who's striding out nicely, nearest the camera in the yellow. El Khatib emerges on the screen here. And then Bertolani in the green, navy I should say, going well. So hitting the bell around mid-22 seconds here. Can Aquano keep up this pace? El Khatib second. Then Bertolani in the navy. About to be overtaken, I think, by Kechiopoulos. So, and then there were 2. Aquano from El Khatib holding on nicely. 47.44 is the fastest time of the day in the men's 400 meters. Well, very shortly we're going to have the set of distance races, 2,000 metres, one race for the women and two for the men. Obviously this race not often run this distance, but it's a European record that goes back to 1994, set by Sonia Rose Sullivan, Republic of Ireland. That was in Edinburgh and it was a clocking of 5:25.36. Portuguese record held by Fernanda Ribeiro since 1996, so similar sort of era, funnily enough, and that was set in Valencia, a time that was almost exactly 12 seconds off that European record. Figueiredo already competed this year in a national championship of sorts. She was 8th at the Portuguese 10K championships, which took place in Figueira da Foz, between Porto and Lisbon. So Carr on the outside, Holmes on the inside, then Figueiredo, Castro dropping back a little, but only a little. 4 laps to go. Well, you're always going to see a mix of athletes going over 2,000 metres here. And you're going to a test for some when you've got that final lap and a bit to encounter beyond your usual 1,500 metres. But also you might have a strong idea of what the opening kilometre will look like. So easy to split from that point of view. So Figueiredo biding her time but also making a move, and you can see a bit of a breakaway of this top 3. Holmes in the blue, then Figueiredo, and then Carr. Actually that gap is being bridged nicely, but you can see that they've upped the pace. Mariana Moreira in 4th place, 17-year-old national under 18 record holder. So doing really well to hang on to the more experienced athletes here. They're all 22 and older, so really is all to play for between this top 4. Just over 5 minutes into the race. So rather in contrast to the 200 and 600 metres, some of the other races that we've seen here. Say 400. And now you can see Holmes from Carr beginning to test Figueiredo. Still looks like she's got something to respond with, but the power being put down by Niamh Carr, wearing 28, now at the front. So Carr fighting to this line. Holmes just going to finish in 2nd place behind her. What an excellent move that was made by Niamh Carr there, coming round the outside. Carr, who won the Irish 1,500 metres silver medal outdoors behind Laura Nicholson last year. As I say, quite experienced representing Edinburgh at Bucks, and well, there it's a really good opportunity to learn your craft without a pacemaker. You've seen some great champions come through that event. And Niamh Carr has often been among the medal contenders, and she's won this race here in Pombal today. So we'll let the gun go and then we'll read through this lineup for the 2,000 metres A race. Well, we mentioned Philippe Maran already. We've also got André Freitas, one of 6 sporting athletes in this. Also his teammates Rodrigo Lima, Alex Macuacua, Leandro Montero, Afonso Oliveira, David Garcia, and then of Benfica we've got Manuel dos Santos, and of Juventude Vidigalens we've got David Azevedo, of AJS Diego Rosario, and then of Siaya we have Diogo Avila. And now Marin assumes the ultimate responsibility out front. It's 3 sporting athletes behind him, all queuing to try and get past now. Looking very keen to push on. Monteiro, Makwakwa, brilliant name. Diego Rosario in third. Looks like it might be Andre Freitas just behind him. But all credit to Marin, looking metronomic out front. And it's this group of 5 breaking away at a crucial stage. But still, good length of train between them, and that's why the work has to be put in. Here's Freitas, who feels like he wants to be closer. And Marin just making sure he's pushing off these bends. You can see leaning into it a little bit. And all the more importantly, holding his advantage, but also not looking like he's doing crazy amounts of work here. I think he'll feel confident with 1 lap to go, 4:40 on the clock. So Maron from Monteiro. And now this move being made. Round the outside goes Diogo Avila. Maron has to try and stay on his feet. Can he come back through on the inside? What a great finish to this race here. But holding on is Diogo Avila. 5:08.25. So some 13.5 faster than that B race. A great battle. So long did Manon hold the lead for. It was a very sensible race and he looked pretty confident, but in the end, Avila did have to work for it. Went round the outside and cut back in quite sharply.
Hi, I'm Manu Duplantis. Subscribe to the European Athletics YouTube channel down below.